Today we're going to be talking about Eye of the Beast. Fear Runs Deep by starring James Van Der Beek. Now, this is one of those film covers that is an excellent eye catcher. And that's just how so many of these types of films work. They operate as eye catchers. They draw you towards them while you're at the dollar store or something, and you see something that looks like this, and you go, oh my, this actually looks very interesting. So you pick it up, you look on the back, and right away it might look pretty bad. If there's not a lot of stuff down here, then it's probably pretty low budget, right? It's probably low budget. It's probably it's not that great. It's probably not that great. There's not a lot of casting credits or big credits right here for the crew and all that stuff. Sometimes they put a lot of stuff there. If it's smaller, it doesn't have that much. It tells you the story here, and it's faithful enough, at least in regards to drawing you in to watch the film, to pick it up. And while I knew this is a fake eye-catcher type of film that would probably end up being terrible, I wasn't surprised in regards to that. But I was surprised in another way. It was trying to basically be the fleet that launched 1,000 ships. 1,000 covers, 1,000 copies, 1,000 wannabe Jaws. But unlike Jaws, Eye of the Beast is with a giant squid. And I thought, oh, that sounds pretty interesting, but as you would later find out, it's not as interesting as you would have liked. It's basically the same type of story, just told in a different way. You have a marine scientist man and a local lady who are in this little fishing village, and they're being accosted by a giant squid monster. Now, Mr. Scientist Man, that's probably not him. He's played by James Van Der Beek, who you would probably want to think, oh, is he an interesting Hollywood star? His name is in big letters here. There's nobody else here, so maybe he's like a big guy, big name, right? No, at least not to my knowledge. But he's fine. They're in this small fishing village, and they're all like, you gotta stop being fishermen, because if you go out to be fishermen, this giant squid's gonna get you. It's gonna kill you, so we need everybody to stay out of the water. So, while this was more about, like, all the dumb spring breakers, and they need to get out of the water, or the shark's gonna kill them, eat them, gobble them up, gobbledygook, and all that crap, right? Well, this is more like the fishermen. The small fishing village are the spring breakers, and they want to go out and party. Well, they're not really partying. They're not spring breakers. They're small time, low mom and pop fishermen that go out there to fish the fish because they gotta make ends meet. They're competing with big giant corporations that are gobbling up all of the fish, and they can't sell their fish to anybody, and they're losing money, so they gotta keep getting out there and fighting the big corporation, grabbing and gobbling all the fish before the big corporations run them all out of business. It's a small town, and it's the lifeline is the fishing, right? So our scientist man that says you shouldn't be going out to fish because the giant squid will get you is basically saying you're going to kill this town if you make us stop fishing and all that stuff. So the fishermen don't listen to the scientist man, and they go out to fish, and the giant squid sinks their boats like the Kraken and all that crap. It's not good CGI. It's really dark though, so maybe you can mask the CGI in that way. It's very cheap, but they do enough of a job to hide how cheap it is in some shots, right? You can definitely notice, though. There are some practical effects, special effects. This is some natural good ones. You can actually touch the squid in certain scenes, so that's fine, right? So he tries to get proof of the squid. He cuts off a piece of the squid tentacle, and he shows it to everybody. He goes like, "Oh, look here, this giant squid is real now." So they have to shut down the port. No fishermen can go out to fish, and everybody's angry about that. And the fishermen are like, "Fuck bringing the science marine industry people out here. Let's go kill the squid." And they go out to kill the squid. The squid's gonna fight back, and they eventually, whatever, I don't care. They beat the squid. The squid's gone. It's gone. Whatever. Maybe there's a baby squid. Maybe there's a mama squid. Maybe there's a daddy squid. I cannot remember. It wasn't terrible, but it just wasn't memorable. I watched this a few months ago, though, so that might be why my memory isn't the best. Why didn't I talk about this earlier? I just didn't feel like it. I didn't feel like it. All of these videos that I make, all of them, are mainly for when I feel like making them. If I feel like making it today, I'll make it today. If I don't feel like making it, then it does not get made. That being said, instead of the giant tentacle monster ripoff, I would recommend you just watch Jaws again. Because, you know, you're going to get the best, same experience, but you're going to get a better, enjoyable time out of it. But with this, you're not going to get the best, enjoyable time out of it because, well, you're just not. Because it's a pale imitation, but maybe you like watching a giant squid sink ships. In that case, go watch Dead Man's Chest. The Kraken will do that for you. Or you can watch Clash of the Titans. The remake isn't too terrible. I enjoyed it for what it was. The giant Kraken there is fun, and it's a meme when Zeus says, "Release the Kraken!" You know, it's all fine. But in this one, it's just more giant squid shenanigans. And if you're a fan of giant squid shenanigans and you're absolutely curious to see how this giant squid shenaniganizes this small fishing village, then that might be the reason you can watch this. It's probably on Tubi. It might be somewhere. It's somewhere on the internet. And if it's not, it's somewhere in a dollar store. You can mark the words on that. If you want me to say be imaginative at the end of this video, then be imaginative. Or just watch Jaws.